Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and to all the fans of Eplan, welcome to Every Friday with Eplan Tip. Magic begins to raise the standard. So, before I start the topic, I would say Happy New Year to everyone. So, hope all your dreams will come true in 2026. So, let's begin with the topic. So, today's topic I love to take is placeholder object. So, in other words, I want to say that this is something which is very important. I can say it is a backbone for schemes or anything you created. Placeholder object plays a vital role in the macro. Okay, so whether you want to go with the macro or without macro directly, if you want to control in the scheme also, this placeholder object plays a vital role in that. So today we want to just find out whenever we see this anchor symbol, that is a placeholder object. Yeah, in other words, if you say anchor, yeah, normally we get that ship in our head, right? So normally why we use anchor to have that stability. Similarly, this placeholder object brings that stability in when we get into those schemes or the one which we are going to produce inside, right? So with that, what I want to tell you that is it possible that can we control the placeholder object with help of a graphic part? So because whenever we saw that hanger symbol placeholder object, we saw that okay, it can do only the ratings and all those things. So we'll go a little more deeper and try to understand what all the things this placeholder object can do it. Okay, so what is the role it plays in the automated engineering? So I would say that this will be a basic building block for the automated engineering, and as I said earlier also, it is an important pillar of the macros. Okay, whether you create from the macro and drag it into schematic and place, or directly you make all the schemes and put the placeholder object directly in the scheme, that is also possible. But it makes more sense if you create a macros and put placeholder object into that and start controlling those things, then it becomes more important for us to get into that line of working. And if you're looking on the standardization, definitely this plays a major role on that. So without delay, we'll just find out what all the things we should be aware before we get into that placeholder object. The first thing you should know what is variable. Okay, so how to be define that variable. Okay, that is very important for you to understand. And when that we will use this less than and we write whatever we required and greater than. Okay, this part you should know how to have it. Okay, and one more thing you have to get familiar is what is this hash less than, and after that whatever information you want to give it as a variable name, and then this. So when to give these informations and when to have these informations, these are the both vital for you to get understanding on the placeholder object. Okay, so apart from that, what else? Yeah, placeholder object, the hanger symbol, yes, no doubt the hanger symbol plays a major role here. And then macro box, yeah. If once the placeholder object is there, we have to make sure that it should be inside the macro box, or if it is outside the macro box, how to make sure that it is a part of that placeholder object. So all those things are very important for us. And then the last one is nothing but value set. That is where I was telling hash what difference it's going to create for us. So what we do it is without delay, we'll just switch to Eplan platform. So here we go. Yeah, as I was talking about the graphic, why can't we directly get into that and see that how it actually works? So when I say hinge is on the right side, I should see the lock coming on the left. If I say the hinge is on the left, then my lock should be on the right side. So how do we control those things? You see that we are controlling with help of these informations. So everything is grouped. So what I do, I'll just go to edit and I'll just remove this grouping so that I can see all individual there. And again, I can just select it and automatically whatever grouping is available. Yeah, for checking purpose, I'm just making this one. So what I do, I'll say right click, and after that I'll click on this assign value set. Now I will say go with the left hinge. So when I say left hinge means automatically you see that okay, the lock is coming on the right side. So if I say go to the right, then automatically I'll see that the lock is coming on the left, right? So like this we will be able to control it. So how exactly this control is happening, so we'll quickly see that. So how exactly to be done? So drawing that box or part placement box, all these things I think you might be aware about it. I'll quickly show that how do we normally control it. So first thing is that I'll just go here, I'll put one random rectangular so that quickly I'll just run this. Okay, so if you want to have the actual size of the rectangle and everything, I think you might have learned in my GA that how exactly it has to be drawn. If you make a one click and after that you give the width whatever you required, it also works on those lines also. So for example, if you see it on the other side, the height is 400, but maybe width is 500. Like for example, if I say 500 minus, it is on the fourth quadrant. So my X is plus, but Y is minus. I think, hope you remember that. See, automatically you will get in this fashion. So, and after that, if you want to draw anything in all those things, we can draw it, but without delay, I'll just quickly draw one small rectangular. And after that, I want to just put one small circle quickly. So, okay, I'll just draw one circle here. Yes. So I'm just showing some sort of a lock like this. So I want on the other side also. So how do I bring it? So there is the easiest method. So the first and the foremost thing, you should make sure that object snap is on. So if this is on, it will show the center points. Otherwise, it will not show that small square what you're going to get it. So what I do, I'll select it. After that, I'll go to the edit tab. In that, we have something called flip. So I'll select it. As I go to the center of that line, see automatically it is showing me. So it is going somewhere. I want to make it in a straight. Always there is an easiest option. Press X so that it will make like an ortho for you. Whether you want to have it horizontal or vertical, it is up to you to decide how you want to have it. So before clicking that left click, I would suggest that press hold the control button and then left click so that the original is also available. So now you see that the log is on the both sides. This is where the handy it comes. After that, what you have to do is you have to just select this both together, then go to the insert and then you say placeholder object. So here it plays a major role. Now you know where exactly the placeholder object is shown. So this is the red color, the enlarge section. If you remove it, you will not get to know where exactly it is available. So this is where it is handy. So that will help us in getting to know that where exactly the hanger symbol is available. So this is a hanger. Now we'll go and we want to control all these things. So what I do, I'll just go a little down. I want to see first circle. The first circle is on the left side. So what I do, what is that you want to control? So when I click it, you can see that what is that you want to control. If you ask me, the easiest way is radius. So I'll just click on the radius and after that I'll say that it is related to the left hand circle. So I'll keep it a simple variable name. So this is where I'm saying when you want to write a variable name, how exactly it has to be done. Okay. First I'll click on this arc circle, what is required, and after that when I click new, here it will show all the parameters, what all the things you want to control. See, you can control color, you can control invisible, yes or no, line thickness, line type. All these things are possible with help of this particular option. Okay, but right now we are controlling the radius. So again I'm selecting, this is on the right side, again I'm clicking on the new and going into the radius there, and after that I'll say less than, I'll say right, see, so automatically I'll be able to get this information. So now I'll go to the rectangular. So when I select this rectangular, now it is going to the left one. Very good. So I'll click on this. Now here I'm interested in height and I want to capture the depth. So both I'll bring it inside. So first one was the height. So what I do it is I'll put L_H. So I'm just giving a simple variable names so that this is easy for me to identify. So after that I'll say width. So I'm getting this one. So the left one I'm able to get it. On the similar lines I want to get it the right one. So what I do again, I'll click on that, select it, and I'll hit height and also the width. Then automatically you see that automatically you're getting these informations. So here I can just put, so I'll say RH, so the right one, and after that I'll say that here R_W. So I got a variable in this. So once I go to the values, you can see all these variables and everything coming in this fashion. And the most important thing you have to remember, what is that most important thing you have to remember? Whenever you go to the assignment or any time, last minute you decide that, okay, I made some name change. What happens is, whatever name change you keep doing it, you revise and you give it, sometimes you make some mistakes in that. So always all those variables will be keep coming. But ultimately the variables, what you're given is a freezed one should come. So when I say hide, it will hide everything and it will show only the variables what you require. So here what you have to do it is, first thing if you ask me, delete unused variables. So that the finally freezed variables is what you require. Okay. So this is very, very important for you to know that. So now before you getting into the value set, I suggest you that select these things and after that go with freeze span. So when you make a freeze span means it will not move here and there. So first let us move all the left on the top and keep the right below so that we can maintain that. So this is the left is on the top, right is on the bottom. So I'll select all these together and after that I'll say freeze span. Very good. And one more thing you remember, if you have created this and you have created a lot of tables and if you forgotten this apply, by mistake if you press cancel, whatever hard work you have done, everything will go in vain. So I suggest you, whenever you are in this table, first you do this freeze span and after that apply. This is very, very important. It's like you're saving it, whatever data you are doing it. So if you're not saving it in this placeholder, whatever effort you have done, everything goes in vain. So please make sure apply something very, very important. Now I can go with the value set. So there are different ways. I can click on this new value set or I can use this option also. So when I click it, I will get a value set here. See, I got a two value sets. So one I will go with the right, so that here I'll say right. The other one I'll say that it is left. So what I do it is I'll take with respect to hinge. If hinge is on the right, I need a lock on the left. So I'll take with respect to hinge part of it. So what I do, I'll just mention this is hinge. Okay. So now I want the values, right? So all those values are readily available in this. You can see that this current value, whatever you are getting it. Is it possible to transfer these values directly here? Very simple. So what do? Select the entire value set and you say read in current values. So automatically, similarly go to the value set 2. So sorry. So when you make a selected, yeah, again you select this one, right click and you say read in current value. See, automatically you are getting it. Then make sure the apply part, the one which I already set. So now you are getting it this option. And especially from 2.8 or 2.9, they come up with this called modifiable. But I suggest it. It's not a correct way to do it. But if you feel that every time if it changes, then you have to use. Here, definitely it is not required for us. Okay. This modifiable is not really important for us. So now what happens is my hinge is on the right. Okay. I need the left. Means I don't want to see the lock on the right side. So what I do? I want to delete all the right lock informations. Similarly, when I say that my hinge is on this side, my left side, I don't want to see the lock. So that is a control which you are doing it. So once you do these things, see, automatically all these things are done at now you are good to test it. But I would suggest that whenever you create any value set, okay, when you go with the value set, please mention this variable name in this fashion. How? Hash less than and greater than. I'll also tell you the reason in the next one when I go there. Okay, so this is very, very important whenever you get into that value sets. Okay, when you're directly using in P8, it will not make a bigger impact. But tomorrow, if you're looking on a automated engineering, if you're using an e-build, this particular one play a vital role there. So I would suggest that. Okay, if you give it all these things in this fashion, what exactly it will do it is this entire variable will get converted into one single variable. Under that, it will start showing you these values. Okay. So when I go to schematic, I'll show there so that I can explain even better there. So that whereas here, I just want to tell you that if it is a variable, just stick with this. And if you have a value set, please go with this option. Which option? Hash less than greater than. Very good. So once it is done, then you say click OK. You can see that the variable you are having it here. Okay. So now it's a testing time. So if you want to test it, you can put a macro box and you can cover everything and then take it in the schematic. I mean in the G and then test it. Okay, in the schematic project you can test it. But I want to test it here itself. So what I do is I'll just say right click. And after that I'll go to value set and I'll say right. So when I click on the right, okay, right is coming. So then I'll go here and I'll say click on left, then okay, I'm getting perfect. So this is how I was able to find that lock and everything I was able to do it. On similar lines, sometimes if you see that the lock is more delicate and all those things, then you can play with the fill option kind of thing. Means what I would be trying to say that you go with the fill option, fill surface. Okay. So in that, what you can do it is you can match that fill surface with the color, what you have it in the one which you are using as the one. So in the fill surface, what happens is you will be not able to see it. So there you can control that one the way you wanted to have it. So when I say that assign value set and if you go to the right or left or anything, the locks the way it shows. So maybe now I'm gone with the fill surface. So that fill surface logic, you can just build it, see automatically you're not able to see that fill surface part. So if you want that to be done, yeah, that is always able to do it. So if you see that you can't control everything, then go with only one single rectangular, cover everything, whether it to be displayed or not to display. So that is where I'm saying you can control in lot different ways or options are available. So whether you want to fill it or whether you want to show it or not to show it, all will be in your control. So that we can anyway do it that part of it. Okay. So this is how we can control this particular placeholder object. And not only that, sometimes people will ask, do I need to use only one placeholder object? Definitely not. You can use n number of, but don't control the same thing. Like for example, if I created one for lock, again, I should not create one more with respect to lock. No, it should be something different. Okay. So here, if you see it, So we have taken for a lock one, you can see that there is for lock. And similarly, if you taken, there is a lot of doors information you are getting it. So like this, we will be able to control all these value sets in this fashion. So that's why I'm seeing this particular placeholder object plays a vital role. And if you're looking on the standardization, and if you want the part number, circuit doesn't change, this will make a bigger impact on that. Okay, so let us get into little the graphic part. Now you understood that definitely it can be done with help of a placeholder object, right? So why can't we check on the schematic part? So in the schematic part also, what I do it is first I'll try to show you. So let me show the standard one. What do you have it? Yes. So here already we have created a placeholder object, which you can see it. See, so all these variables are all mentioned it, but I'll explain you how I'm created so that you don't worry. So this is the one which I was trying to explain. So before I go there, I want to explain this part. So this is the interesting part. So what I do, I'll just remove this and I'll keep only the rating. You see that now what is that it has? It has only the rating. So as I already opened a macro navigator. So if you go to the view and if you say open, see already you have a macro navigator. Hope in the earlier videos also I said whenever there is a light gray color in the background means this particular navigator is already opened. So whenever you go to that particular place, you can see there is a page is opened, macro navigator is opened. Yeah, that's a beautiful. I think by now you would have known about it. So now what I do it is I want to check where exactly this macro is available. So what I do, I'll select it and I'll say synchronize. So you can see that exactly this macro is available here. So when you click it, the macro under the macro name, you'll find the placeholder object. And you can also remember that we also have something placeholder object as a separate navigator is available. So you can also play with this. Okay, placeholder object. It depends on the license what you have it. Okay, yeah. So once you have it, these things are available there. I want to show that why you have to put hash less than greater than. Okay. Now you see why I'll be explaining it. But if you bring it in the P8, no, it will not make a bigger differences. Tomorrow, if you're going for automation, especially for rebuild, this will be a bigger impact for that. For that reason, I'm just trusting you. So now you see that, yeah, in the future videos, I think you might have, if you have taken a training on e-build, then you will be knowing that how to add these macros and everything. If you're not taken any training or in future, if you want to have it, yeah, you will understand how to use all those things. So this is nothing but a e-build designer where we will be adding macros and we can control the rules and automation. For that purpose we'll be using it. The reason why I'm showing you this because when you create a macro, if you create a macro in a proper way, it can be utilized for you in the automation directly instead of again sitting and reworking on macro projects. So now what I do it is I'll select this particular macro and after that I'll just add here. So when I add that particular macro into eBuild, okay, so here we go. Hope it is added. Yes, it took some time, but finally I got the macro. Yeah, make sure that whenever you use a eBuild designer, eCloud, a cloud, anything, internet is must. And you should have a good speed of that internet. That is also another important thing. Yeah. Now what I do it is I'm just selected that and I want to see what is exactly I'm getting it. Is that variable? Okay. I can see this. This is a variable one. See, I'm getting all individuals. A rating, part, MPCB, cable, part number, contactor, wire size. Whereas when I go and see it here, actually I have these informations. So again, I need to select all these things. No. I was expecting that when I say rating, then these should flow for me. 0.37 kilowatt, 0.5 kilowatt and all those things. Why I am getting this? Because I have not mentioned that hash less than greater than. So that's the reason I'm saying you. So this plays a important role. See now what happens is, so I will just delete this one. Okay. Now I'll go back and I will just add that. Yeah, you can also update it. There is nothing wrong that, but I just want to show you that. So I'll go here hash less than and after that I'll put greater than. Then I'll say apply, click OK. So now I'm getting this one. So I want to just say right click, synchronize selection. Now you see that I have this particular one. Yeah, generally, yeah, this updated. You can say generate macros automatically also you can do it or directly if you're getting it, that is also fine. But always update is a good thing to do it. From there, I'll just click on this plus button. Now you see that automatically that macro is going to get okay. So I had a test. Okay. Now I'm selected. Okay. See, because of my internet speed. Okay. So finally I got this one. So now I want to check what is that variable is happening over there. Ooh, you see that? See, this is what we required. See, automatically I'm getting all these values. Now you understood why this value set needs that hash greater than and less than. So I suggest you, whenever you create it, even if you have a single value, please make sure this is the way you have to write. See, automatically all these things are gone. Now it focuses only on this particular variable name. So that is a beauty there. You can have 100 variables here, but now these all are not required. These all are internally controlled. Now it will have the rating and all these things will be start displaying in that particular one. That is the beauty of it. See, all these things are coming in this way. So here I can select whatever I required in this fashion. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is what I was trying to say that. So this is what you have to do it. Whenever you say value set, and if you have a table there, please make sure this hash less than greater than is mandatory. And one more thing I want to highlight it is whenever you have any macro and if you feel that any text to be entered, like for example, you have a path function text here, it is mentioning as conveyor, right? If I add this text also there, it doesn't make any sense because here when I select it, it is focusing more on the ratings part of it. Here when I say the text, I would be requiring to have a free text kind of thing, right? Yeah, if you are using a P8, it may not help you much, but tomorrow if you go for a automation, this will be handy. How? So when I select this and after that what I do it is I'll go to insert and add this placeholder object. So I want to just put next to that. So I'll keep it here. Okay. And then I want to control that text. So by now you understood how to make it. So I'll select this conveyor. I'll click on this plus. After the text contents, yes. How to create a variable? I'll say this is a function underscore txt text. So now I'll go to variable. Perfect. So when you don't have any values to be created, remember this is not required to mention anything. Okay. If you want the direct data to be entered, that should be mentioned in this fashion. Yeah. If you're using P8, it may not help you. I agree. But if you have created and kept it ready, tomorrow if you go for a e-build, this particular will be very handy for you. Okay. So let me just click on delete unused variables. And after that, I'll say apply, click OK. So now I have a macro on this. So let me just go there. Yes. So let me check that, right click, select associated objects. Yeah, it is selecting everything. So let me just check, can I update and see, okay, it is coming here. Is it possible? Yeah, you will be having it, that you need not worry much on that. I'll select this. Oh, sorry. I want to click on this synchronize. So my suggestion for you is you can create a various value sets, but you also parallelly create a variables which you feel that the data will be keep changing with respect to, like it could be a function text, it could be something else, all those things. Yeah, tomorrow it will be very handy for you to work on those lines. So hope I selected the right one. After that I hit on that one, and when I go to that place, okay, am I getting, okay, I'm able to get it. So here is a function text. Yeah, here is a direct entry. Maybe if I'm using a P8, it will not be handy, but when I use that e-build comes there, this will become handy there. So while making a macro, if I focus on this also there, this will be very, very, very useful there. So this is what I was trying to say you. So this can be of great help for you to have it on those lines. So what I'm saying it is, for each macro, you can have one such one where you feel that the data where you want to enter directly. Yeah. If today in the P8 it may not help you much, but I would say that tomorrow when you go to automation, it will be of great help. And I think by now if you attended a platform one, I think people would have said you that, okay, if you are there in P8 professional and if you switch to 2026, obviously you will be eligible to explore e-build, right? So there, these things will be very handy for us. Okay. That's the reason I want to stress again, the one which we call as value set and the one which we call it as a variable. These two differences you should be aware of in those lines. Okay. And before I could end, I want to quickly show you that how to create that variables and how to add that one. So I think you might be knowing it, but quickly I want to just to show you that. Okay. So how normally we'll create that placeholder object. So when you add it, I showed you everything inside that. So in the macros also, if you want to enter directly the variable here, that also can be taken into the placeholder object. How? So I can just put here mpcb underscore pn. Very good. I can write wherever, whichever I want to control, I can just put the variable name here. Okay. But for quantity it will not take, but for part number, yes, definitely it can take. Similarly, if you want to control the wire sizes, yeah, that is also possible. So I'll just select these things together. Yeah. And after that, I'll hit properties. I just want to go to the wire size. Yeah, come. Yes. Then I can just use here. I'll say less than wire size underscore greater than. Yes. And then I can click it. So if you are given those variables names in this, so this is in the macro project, later I can select only these two, or if I select everything also, there is nothing wrong. After that, I can just go to that insert placeholder object. Then you are getting everything. Do you see any variables? No, but there is the easiest way to find out how. Right click on that, make sure you are there in the assignment. This is very important. First placeholder object, under that assignment, then you will switch to values. So in the assignment, right click and say adopt variables. So when you click adopt variables, see all those things are coming in this fashion. Perfect. So this is where I was trying. Yeah, there is a mistake in the wire size. I made it. Yeah, okay. That also you can correct it. Here also you can correct it. Here you can decide how you want to give it. Okay. This is a place where actually it will take you that what is that you want to have it. I'll say this is the wire size. Now I copied and I want to just paste it here. So it is pasted. So once it is done, then you'll go to values. You see that unnecessary you will be having it. So first thing what you do? Delete unused variables. Very good. After that, what do you do? Freeze span. And then you will go to value set and then you will be keep adding it and here you will give a rating. Okay. So this is very important for you to know that, okay, how exactly this has to be created and done. And one more important thing you have to remember is this value set. If it is outside and if you want it inside, then there are two options which you have it. So always try to bring it inside the box. If this is ticked means what it's trying to say is that something outside is already selected. Okay. So please make sure this is called manual object assignment. So what is I'm trying to say is that, like for example, if I say that right click select means whatever is inside the box, it will select automatically. But right now the placeholder object is somewhere here and you don't want to put inside the box, but I want it, but still I want this to be taken inside. Still you can do it. So what do? You select it and after that right click on the box and you say this option. What is that? Assign objects to macro box. And this is the only place where you will say no. Okay. If you say yes means everything will deselected and only this will be there. So that is a place where you say no. So then if I right click on the box and say select associated objects, automatically it will select everything. And then if I right click and you say synchronize selections, all those things will be coming. If you're not able to see it, you automatically can click it, automatically that will be part of it. So whenever you select something outside the box, it will automatically get this manual object assignment. Anything new you add after that, nothing will be added there. Like if I put anything there, it will not consider there. The reason why, because already you have made manual object assignment. Anything new inside the box or outside the box, all those things you have to select it. Whatever new thing you required, right click and you have to say this option. And after that you say no, then you say right click, select, then it will be able to select it. Means you are freezing the box not to select anything else. That is the meaning of this particular manual object assignment. Sometimes people will say that, okay, I'm getting only box, I'm not getting any blocks and everything. This could be the reason. Okay. So if you're new and if you don't want to make all these things, make sure put everything inside the box. That's the easiest way. As you go to the next level, then start utilizing this one. Anything outside, if you want to select it, understand that, okay, this is the way which we can do all these things can be done there. Okay. Hope you got an idea that how to play with placeholder objects and all those things. Yeah. Apart from that also, I think you might have seen a lot of other things, but I want to stress on this particular one where it is really handy. So this part I want to make it. Like for example, when you have feed in 400 volts AC or these 400 volts you will be having at multiple places. These all can be controlled with help of a single placeholder object. So how? So what you have to do, you have to just select this. Okay. And after that, go to that placeholder object. I don't want to control the entire feed in. I want only part of it. So what I do, I'll just go there, text contents. I can copy this entire part and I can say paste. So here what you are trying to control is you are just controlling the voltage part, nothing else. So what I do, I'll just put the volt, means I can create a variable in such a way that it can control only the part of it. Okay. So tomorrow if you want to have a DT or a counter or what you want to control, anything can be controlled, whether you want to create a value set, then you come with hash less than greater than. No value set, direct entry means only the variable. So this is the one which you have to understand how exactly to be done, and not just the one. For one, you can have entire multiple variables also can be created. Okay. So these all plays a major role when you are working on that, especially macros. And if you are looking on the standardization, there it makes a big difference for you. Okay, so on these lines I just want to explain, as I said earlier also, if you don't click enter now, so whatever you've done, everything is gone in vain. This is the reason why I was telling. So whenever you do anything, please make sure that apply button is very important. So don't forget that. So if you forget that apply, then you will not find anything coming into that picture. So first thing you have to do it is apply, so that it will make sure that it is available in this fashion. Correct. So whatever values that you are creating, I mean placeholder object you are creating, everything comes under this macro navigator. So you can able to see it in that. When you are not seeing it, means there could be a reason it might be outside the macro box, or you have not selected this particular one. Okay, this could be the reason for that. So hope you got an idea on that placeholder object. It is a backbone of macros. I would say that it is the one which can make your work much easier. If the circuit remains same, and if you want to play, lot many things can be done. Even symbol also you can control it. I'm saying that you can also control the symbol. Why I'm saying it symbol also can be controlled is when you go to any of those particular components, remember that what is that you want to control means whatever it shows here, everything can be controlled there. So it is all up to you to see that what is that I want to do it. See, you have a symbols, you can control the connection point, symbol points, anything. If you want to control, everything is possible with help of placeholder object. It's very powerful. Okay, so with this, what I want to do it is you just start exploring it. If I come across many such examples, especially on the placeholder object, I'll come up with the future videos. So hope you had a basic understanding of how to use that placeholder object. Okay, and also I'll try to create few on the macro part, but in the macros you will have a lot of videos on YouTube also, you'll be finding it. But I want to cover only that macros where it makes you want to understand a little more in detail on those lines, especially defining what is the defining, referencing, subordinate, and all those things. If you're already understood, not required. So otherwise, if it is not there, I'll also try to create one more video where it can be of great help for you. Okay, so with this, I love to say that please like to load more contents, please comment to get quality output, please share to reach maximum users. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. My name is Vishnuvardhan Reddy. Please remember it. Jai Hind. Have a wonderful year ahead. All the best.